Review the Light. Today we're going to be taking a look at the new Thrunite TN4A, but really quick before we get into it, if you haven't yet, go ahead and click this link right up here to subscribe to my channel. Make sure you keep up to date on the latest review videos. Click right up here to follow me on Facebook where I post fun updates and that kind of thing. And then if you want any more details about this light itself, I'll be posting a link to the full review in the description right down here, so be sure to check that out. It'll have things like runtime graphs, beam shots, a spectral analysis, any details that you're left wondering after you watch this review. Make sure you check that out. So the Thrunite TN4A claims 1,150 lumens using the new Cree XPL emitter. Comes in this nice stylish cardboard box. Open it up here. We've got the user manual. And we have a couple of spare O-rings and a little spare rubber switch cover. And inside the holster here is just a standard thing. Got the little hook on the back, Velcro or always secure loop, whichever you prefer there. Thrunite logo, the Velcro flap to open and close it there. Pretty standard holster. And here's the light itself, the TN4A. So you can tell it's a pretty compact little light. Kind of the new style of having several batteries side by side. It runs off of 4 AA's. We'll open it up and take a look in there in a minute. And like I said, it uses the new Cree XPL emitter. So there it is in there. If you are familiar with emitters, the modern high brightness emitters, the XPL is supposed to have the same sort of output as the new XML2. It's got the same actual emitting surface size, but the little platform that it's mounted on is actually smaller. So I haven't gotten a lot of chance to do a lot of extensive testing with the XPL emitter yet. I'm excited to see how it performs. So you can tell it's inside of this kind of pretty heavily textured reflector that really is going to smooth out the beam a lot. The reflector itself is fairly large, not huge, but you can tell it just kind of fits with the same size as the rest of the light. The head is just barely larger than the diameter of the rest of the light. That reflector, like I said, it's not huge, but it's fairly large, so it'll focus the light pretty well. You can see we've got the stainless steel bezel here, help protect your light from getting dinged or scratched up when you drop it. Some heat dissipation fins, that's great. It increases the surface area of the light so that heat can move away from the light into the air faster. Here's the switch. You can tell it's kind of flat with the light, so you've got a very low chance of accidentally getting it bumped if it's in your pocket or something. Now, if you have it in a bag with lots of other pokey or pointed objects, then something could bump that. But if it's the only thing in your pocket or something like that, then it's likely, not very likely to get bumped on accident. The body has a standard diamond knurling pattern, improves the grip. We've got the model name there, the Thrunite logo over there. You can see the tail is flat. There's no tail switch, so it's all controlled by the switch on the side. And with that flat tail, it obviously does a nice stable tail stand. Now, my sample is just a little bit wobbly because I think that this little part here is longer than, actually protrudes a little bit further than the other rim, but it's stable. It just kind of wiggles around, so if I knock it, it doesn't knock over it, but it does kind of spin a little bit. It's just interesting. Okay, so we'll open it up and take a look inside. Here I'll give you a look at the threads. You can see those are good quality threads there. They're not exactly square cut. They're kind of like a trapezoid cut, if I can. This is what it looks like to me, but they're nice and thick. They're anodized. They've been lubricated just about the perfect amount, which is what I like to see there. The O-ring there helps also keep the water from entering the body. Here you can see inside the head, this spring, and then the metal ring around the outside are what make the connection to the battery holder. It's uses a battery holder to hold the 4 AA batteries. You can see on the other inside there, if there's enough light, yeah, there's not really anything down there. It's just a little yeah, just a flat section. It just sits down there. So the battery carrier can be inserted in either direction, and whichever way you put it, the positive and negative contacts are both going to be on the side of the head. So there's no electrical connection running through the tail. It's just to hold the batteries. Everything happens between the carrier and the head right there. So if you didn't have the tail, you could just hold them together and it would still work. Anyway, so it uses 4 AA batteries, like I said, and you can see the springs go on the negative end, the posts go on the positive end. The battery carrier itself can be inserted into the light either direction, but the batteries have to be inserted into the carrier in the appropriate way, and it just follows the convention, like I said, with the negative terminal on the spring. So it uses the 4 AA batteries. However, I only happen to have 2 AA batteries with me today, so I'll show you how they fit. It's a pretty tight fit, but you can see it does kind of fit snugly in there. There's this, the spring is fully compressed with the battery in there, so it's very tight fit, but they fit snugly. They're not coming loose. Now, because I only happen to have 2 AA batteries charged up today, I'm gonna use AAA batteries instead. So presto. Okay, so obviously AAA batteries are not ideal in here. They kind of are going to wiggle around a little bit. If the light gets bumped or jostled, these batteries might fall out. So this is not something I recommend doing. However, if you're in a pinch and all you have are AAA batteries, you can make it work like I'm doing. They have the same voltage, just lower capacity than a AA battery. So we'll load them up and see how they do. Like I said, again, I'll just say one more time, not for the AAA battery. This is a AA battery light. I just don't have enough with me to do the video today. So when you hit the switch, it turns on. You can see the little blue light comes on in the switch. That lets you know that it's on. It's just kind of a fun little thing there, but the main purpose of this light is it's blue when you have plenty of battery power. When this little light turns red, and that means it needs fresh batteries, or you need to recharge the batteries if you're using rechargeable ones. So I don't know what voltage it turns red at. The manual just says when the voltage is low, so I will try and test and see if I can find out what voltage makes it turn red. So when you first turn it on, just a single click and it turns on in whatever mode you were using last. When you hold down on the switch, when it's already on, it cycles through the 3 low, medium, and high. There's low, medium, and high. So that's that. And yeah, like I said, it just cycles through those when it's already on if you hold down. Also, from the off position, if I just hold down on the switch from off, it goes into firefly mode, which is very dim. I can look directly at it here, and it's not too bright for me. You can see just barely there, but this is the firefly mode. And also, it looks like the little blue light doesn't light up during the firefly mode, so that's just something to be aware of. The firefly mode doesn't seem to be memorized in the mode memory, and it's not part of the sequence if you have the light on and you are cycling through. It just goes low, medium, and high. So if you want to get the firefly, the only thing you can do is you turn the light off and then you hold down on it for a second, and then it comes on in firefly. Also, at any time, whether the light's on or off, you can double click and get directly to the high mode. So say you leave it in low. If you click back on, it comes in on and low, and it'll just turn on and off in low because that's the mode memory. But if you want to go directly to high from off, you just double click and it goes to high. Or if you're using the low mode and you want to go to high, you can double click and it'll go to high. And then from high, if you double click, it'll go to strobe. So at any time you can double click for high, double click again for strobe, which means if you know you want strobe right away, it's 4 clicks, like that. So that's the interface, and the strobe mode also is not memorized, just the 3 low, medium, and high modes. So that's the user interface. Stick around for just a second and we will take it outside and give it a shot in the dark. Alright, welcome back to Review the Light. Here we have the new Thrunite TN4A here in my backyard. We'll go ahead and turn it on. So I'll start out just by holding down on the button for a second. And I've turned it on in the lowest mode. It's only accessible by that method, by turning it on, holding down on the button. You can maybe see the faintest spot. I can see it with my eyes on the garage. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it on your screen. There's a faint spot on the garage there. And then if I turn it on in regular, it just comes in whatever the 3 regular modes I used last. So here I'll cycle through those 1, 2, and 3. The low, medium, and the high. And any of those, this little blue light is on there. You can see that. So cycling through those. So in the high mode, you're getting a lot of light. There's a well-defined spot with a single emitter here and the fairly large reflector. You get a well-defined spot. And then it's got a fairly wide spill, but not huge. So if I hold it at the 90-degree angle, you can see kind of where that comes in. And then we'll look at some things in the nearby area here. So there's the tree up there, the one back behind the garage. You can see that tree pretty well with the spot. And this is just in the regular high mode. So then if you move into the turbo mode with the double click, obviously the spot gets brighter. And you can see even more things nearby, things far away. So it's got a pretty good throw for the compactness that it has. It's just a pretty impressive little light. And then when you're in the turbo mode, 2 more clicks get you to the strobe. So this is what the strobe looks like. It's a very fast strobe. So once again, here's I don't remember if they call it Firefly or Moonlight, but here it is, the lowest. You can see it's on, but just not very bright at all. And then the 3 regular modes, 1, 2, and 3, low, medium, and high. The turbo, and the strobe. So this has been the Thrunite TN4A. If you like the video, be sure to click right up here, subscribe to my channel over here, follow me on Facebook, and if you have any questions or want more details, be sure to check out the full review that I'll put in the link right down there. So thanks and have a great night.